Hi, Dr. Ahadian speaking. Just wanted to talk about a mechanism of unconscious behavior that causes a lot of our activities during our lives to control our life. And if we look into it and how to look into it to understand that, we would be able to achieve more in our lives and change our behavior. Like one of the ways to look at things is that if we have a problem, like if we get up late in the morning, and then each time that we get up late in the morning, we get late to our work, and the bottom line is that if you want to look and find out what's going on with us, we need to understand that there's an unconscious willingness that we unconsciously want to be late. So if we look at it at the end result, basically whatever it is, the end result is that. If you are single, we are frustrated about being single. We might be complaining that, I'm very frustrated about being single. I don't know what to do with my life. The way to look at it is going back and look at the end result and see that we unconsciously want to be single. It might be funny, and they might have provoked a lot of ideas and frustration about how could we unconsciously want to suffer and to be lonely, and how does it mean? But there's a mechanism that our behavior is unconsciously driven, and this unconscious driven, if we find the root of this unconscious driven behavior, then we'll be able to change and to find out why we do things that we are very upset about, but it's happening and we can't control it. Like we have problems like getting into relationships. If we get into a relationship, we don't have people who are dating and dating men or dating women, and the problem is that whoever they're dating, if it's a very good situation, the person is very optimal and everything is working fine, but then they don't have any sexual attraction to the person. But at the same time, they get attracted to people, men or women, that are sexually attracted to this men and women, physically attracted to these people who come to be problematic, who come to be married, who come to be in a relationship, who come to be unachievable. And then we have problems, concerned and frustrated about, my God, why nothing happens for me, and why I'm not going to be able to get into a solid, good relationship in my life, and why I'm screwing it up. Now, if we look at it in a different way, that unconsciously there is something that we are putting ourselves in a position that the end result of all of that is that we're going to be lonely, we're going to be alone, we don't want to deal with things, we don't want to deal with people, we're not going to be in a relationship. So if we look and see our behavior that we are very upset about, and we're nagging and we're complaining, to a point of the unconscious mechanism of action that is driving us to be that, even though we are complaining about it, then we're going to be able to find a solution, look into the root of the problem, find out what's going on. Every individual has different kind of ways to look at it, but the interesting thing is, from now on, let's look and see that if we have a problem in our relationship, in our behavior, in our work, look at the end result of that, and then get back to ourselves and say, well, maybe unconsciously I would like to be like that. Why is it that I'm driving myself to a point to have the end result of being alone, being fired, being into trouble, having fights, and at the end result we need to go back to the root of the problem, and then we'll find out a lot about how this unconscious determinism, which, by the way, it's not, life is not just unconscious determinism, it's one of that. So it's not, we can't go around and think that everything is unconscious driven. That's another story to talk about. But to look at the end result and then to see some possibility of unconscious driven motivation that we're putting ourselves there, and then find out what is it that is driving us there, what are we achieving by getting there, becoming that, the same thing that we're complaining about, and then we're going to be able to work that out and then find out the root of the problem and hopefully work on that. Again, thank you very much for your attention.